What's up, guys? Tukey here, back again, live on Twitch. You already know. It's my normal intro at this point, because you should already know. We're live on Twitch, man. We are live on Twitch. And, of course, on YouTube after the fact. But one way or another, we are getting right down to business. I don't care how you're watching this. The point is that you're watching it, and I appreciate you. Last episode, we, needless to say, finally took full control of the team. We decided to just do whatever the hell we had to do. We had like 8 first-round picks or whatever the hell it was, and now we continue to try and turn this team into a winner. We'll see if we can get the job done. There's going to be a lot of roster turnover, I can promise you that much, and I guess I already went through the re-sign phase. I always forget when I do that. I always forget when I do that. We have $36 million to spend. We have a goalie that hasn't yet signed, but that's okay. Man, it's going to be trouble. There we go. Tanaka signed. Good. Off to free agency. Let's go. Let's make quick work of this offseason. Let's get this team set up. The goal is to make this team a contender again in as short of time as possible. Can we get the job done? We will see. A lot of the players we drafted last time out, low overalls. So it'll be intriguing to see what kind of progression they can make, because they'll probably play at the NHL level this year. Now, first and foremost, I need to actually go check the contracts really quick to see if we need another goalie. And of course, I have to sign the worst players pretty much possible to max deals, just to make sure that we have, maneuverability with our roster, because we have nearly $37 million in cap space. Also, I can still look to trade people, so that's good too. But the goaltending, we currently have 4 goalies signed, so I do need to bring in a veteran goaltender. And we also need to take a look at trading those guys that are not too happy. So what I'm going to do, Pittsburgh was pretty garbage last year. Right? So what we're going to do, we're still going to look for a rebuilder. And actually, we'll go talk to San Jose, because we'll be able to trade them out of the division as well. So let's see. Who was upset morale-wise? It was Naslund. It was Rankin. Unfortunately, Lalonde, Yale, we're going to keep them. It's a shame about Naslund and Rankin, but I don't think they're worth trying to turn around. Wennerberg is on his way out as well. He's never going to make it. From there, we're good for the moment. We are good for the moment. Let's see what we can get from the Sharks. Again, we're only going to trade for picks. I'm still not going to trade for players. I'm still not going to get quality UFAs. But I'm allowed to basically go back to my normal pick hoarding ways. And if you saw the last episode, you're not surprised when I say that. If you didn't see the last episode, shame on you. Shame, I say. Can we get the second round pick here? No? I don't care. I'm getting that second round pick. I am getting that pick. How about a 5th from the Calgary Flames? No? Damn it. San Jose, come on. 6th round pick from Boston? Please? Pretty please? No, I hate you. I do. Alright, you know what? Fine. I won't even get the 3rd. We will just pick hoard a bit. How about that? Let's just take all of your picks. How does that sound? Thank you. Appreciate it. Have fun with those 2 players that are just a pain in the ass to deal with. An absolute pain in the ass to deal with. Now, defenseman. Is there anybody that's up there in age that's just not worth keeping around anymore? Saprikin. He is one of them. And other than that, wow, he's our oldest defenseman at 25 years old. And what about forwards that just aren't worth keeping around at an advanced age? We're actually good. We are actually good. So Saprikin is the last guy that needs to be traded. Do we have another rebuilder? We do. The New York Islanders, or are they still in Brooklyn? Who knows? Our old rivals, who we probably will never see in the postseason again. Let's try to pick hoard as best we can from this team. It's not working out too well so far. Just a 4th. There we go. You know what? I'm fine with it. Whatever. We got rid of him, and that's all that matters. I should have just gone to free agency from that last available tab. I didn't, so we'll use this one. Again, trying to get through this as quickly as possible. So goaltenders, let's look for a veteran. We need to sign a guy. Wow, John Law. There you go. 87 overall. Unreal. I think I passed up on him years ago and people were pissed about that. You might have been right. He ended up being half decent. Who do we have here? Ferguson, Skinner, Michael DiPietro. Is there anybody else that's kind of shit? Marion Saget, our old goalie. Marion Saget, we're bringing you back, buddy. We're bringing you back, and man, are we going to give you a severance package of $21.3 million. Marion Saget, you will be paid. Paid, I say. That's pretty much the only guy that we're going to have to re-sign, which is pretty damn cool. So that's helpful. That is helpful. And aside from that, I think we were good contract-wise, right? Of course, Saget signed. Why would he ever decline? Let me check contracts again really quickly. I could probably afford to sign one more guy to a decent deal. 17 mil is still quite a bit if you think. Oh boy. Alright. Tried to hide that coughing. Tried to mute the mic. Didn't quite work out too well. I don't know if it actually worked out that well. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, unsigned players, we still have a ton of guys. So I'm going to sign one more veteran to a ridiculous deal. And then we'll save the rest of the spots for AHL level players or those veterans. Or veterans? Prospects. The complete opposite. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Newman for Menton. Again, we're looking for someone who is kind of garbage. Bob Kane, maybe. Looking for some. Bob Kane might actually be the worst guy that we could end up getting. Ranta, Duda, Hedberg. Is there anybody whose name just kind of jumps off the page? Any old players of ours that are kind of past their prime? Maybe, maybe not. No. Okay, at this point it doesn't really matter who signed, so let's just go to the oldest guy. Why not? Go to the guy who's most likely to retire. We'll go and talk to Kane. We'll go and talk to Kane. Now we got 17 million to spend. I'm sure you can hear my computer running. That's because it's hot as hell in this room. And yeah, man, this PC is working overtime. Let me tell you, this PC is working overtime. 12.5 mil. That works. That works out relatively well. Let's move forward, and we're pretty much good to go. And you know what? Fuck it. Send the next season. We're fine. We are fine. Bob Kane accepted. Off to the preseason, where we will figure out what the hell this team is going to look like. And again, it's going to be bad, right? We're going to be bad. That's the point. We're trying to be as bad as we possibly can be for like these next 2 to maybe 3 years. So that way by year 5, our final year of the series, we are contenders once again. I don't think a 5-year rebuild is going to work out, but it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. A swig of water because it is beyond hot in here, as I mentioned. I say it every goddamn video, every goddamn stream. The sooner we get to fall and winter, the happier I will be. Not only because as of late have I been desperate to go skating and just playing like pond hockey in general, which is my own fault really. I'm watching a lot of videos, mainly, oh god, what is it, hockey tutorial? God, it's the fucking British guys that do like gear review and shit. I've been watching them a lot. Because they do really good stuff. So I'm sitting there looking at, you know, like the new skates and everything, like the new Bowers, the new Jet Speeds, and I'm like, I don't have the money for those. But still, it's just like, man, I want to play hockey so bad. I do. I really do. Anyway, rambling about that managed to get me to the point where I wanted to be, where we can take a look at this team and figure out what we have to do. So our goaltending this year, what is it going to be? Morozov is a starter, Andreev is elite. And then we have Tanaka, who is still starter potential. Okay, so we'll take out Saget, and we'll call up probably Andreev. Or do I really want to throw him to the Wolves yet? You know what? Yeah, screw it. We'll throw him to the Wolves. We have to. And Saget will be the third string guy down in Hershey. On defense, that's a really good question. If I could hit the right triggers, that would be good. Who can I sign here? Because I know I still have players I can sign, and that's the problem. We need to get our best prospects available signed as quickly as possible and get them the proper playing time. problem is, of course, if you draft CHL players, you can't send them down to the AHL, and it's just a massive pain in the ass. But on defense, we don't have anybody, so it's just forwards. It's just forwards. And taking a look at the top potential guys, we have Connor, we have Burrows. Connor is actually Norwegian, which helps out tremendously. Is there anybody else who is not Canadian? Indeed, Halischuk. That'll help us out a lot. And then we should probably just sign Burrows, Carpenter, and Boss and play them at the NHL level. That's what it's looking like. Hopefully I can sign all three of them without having to trade anybody immediately. I'm still going to trade somebody. There we go. Perfect. Moreau and Kulikov, I will probably trade you. We will find out. That is the big question. So let's see. What's this team going to look like? And if I can get this team set up quickly enough, we will actually be able to sim this season. We'll see. We don't need this being a 2-hour marathon again. That's too much for me. I wouldn't expect anybody to watch it. So let's hope we avoid that. Now, is there anybody underage in the CHL that can't play down in the AHL? And that would be Aston. So Aston has to be sent up to the main roster. So we'll send down Marchessault. And aside from that, I think we're looking all right. We do have our best roster there. We have 2 extra players, so we're not even going to trade anybody away. On defense, we're good. On defense, we are good. And again, potential-wise, it's not great. Potential-wise, it's definitely not great. But we should be able to make this work. And then again, here, let's just send down 3 players as an example to start. We got to call up some of these guys. Nugent Hopkins made it up to an 80, which is pretty damn nice. We're actually in a really good spot now. I do need to double check. Again, is there anybody under 20 who is Canadian that can't play for Hershey? Halischuk's American, so that's good. Franzen's American. O'Connor's Norwegian, as we saw. So it's just Burrows, Carpenter, and Ross all need to be sent up. So that's going to cause some issues, I think. Taking a look at the team here. So Daly's an older guy. Strachan's an older guy. We still need to send down 1 player. Who is that going to be? Again, these 3 guys need to be there. Fukale was medium top 9. Fukale was medium top 9, which is not great. Janssen was also medium top 9. He's listed as depth guy. I'm going to send down Fukale. That is what we have to do here. Do I still have 1 too many guys signed? I do. I still have 1 too many guys signed. Shit. Well, Janssen, you are the odd man out then, man. That is unfortunate for you. But there we go. The team's looking all right. We have enough second-line guys, don't you think? We're actually going to have 1 too many as far as second-line players go. To the point where it might be worth making a deal. It might be worth making a deal here to get rid of somebody. The answer would probably be Lalonde or Yell. It's going to be one of those 2 guys. It's going to have to be. And of course, down in Hershey, we might have to look at trading players. At least a couple of them. So. Well. God, you know, I don't care about their happiness. Fuck it. I don't care about their happiness. It's a business. It's not my job to care if you're happy or not. So let's see, that's our 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I need to get rid of 4 forwards. That is going to be an issue. Hello, doggo. How are you? Desperate for that walk, I am sure. And you will go soon. You will go soon. So let's see. Who the hell do we want to get rid of here? We want to keep these 80 overall guys. So again, let me scroll all the way back down here. Who is not worth keeping? Now, Bob Kane, I don't have to worry about. I mean, we have to get him. So technically, I need to get rid of like 3 people. 3 to 4 people. Who's it going to be? And you know what? The better way to do this would just be to go to the whole trade player deal. See who has a terrible potential and terrible trade value. And then make the decision that way. And I have to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to care enough to make sure that nobody has Nolan Patrick's number or the captaincy. We'll see. Some of those potentials, though, are looking pretty good. So let's see here. Kane we're keeping. Daly, Strachan we're keeping. Let me look at forwards again. So Lysak's 23, 74 overall, so he's definitely gone. He is definitely gone. Again, a couple 23-year-olds, but they might be half decent. Low top 9, Lepistos, 75 overall, 22 years old, but he's low top 9, so we'll get rid of him. We'll get rid of Alexiev as well. And I think from there we're good. I could also get rid of Alexandrov, which might not be the worst idea. Is Moreau Canadian? He must be. Yeah, Guy Moreau. I wonder if he's Canadian. I wonder. God. As if I couldn't make that assumption. So let's see. Alexandrov is a 73-20. We'll actually keep him, I think. We'll hold on to him. And then Kulikov is low top 9, 69 overall, 20 years old. We'll get rid of him too. We'll get rid of him. So let's get rid of these 3 guys that are under contract. Where can I send them is the question. Looking at the opponent's contract numbers. Montreal. Oh, Montreal. Boy. All right, let's just try to get a deal done with Anaheim. Guy Moreau should be from China, or at least North Korea. Why not? All right, so Anaheim, how much are you going to let me pick Horde is the question. Let's find out. Is that too much? It probably isn't, so let's go for it. It was. Okay, well, shows how much I know. If we take off the 4th, will that go through? Really? It's because of the damn 2nd round pick. It's because of that damn 2nd round pick, I tell you. Will that go through? Yes, it will. So there we go. We get a fairly decent return for those players, and again, we will use and abuse those draft picks we just picked up at a later date, mainly the draft. So we'll see what happens. But for now, best lines down in Hershey. Let's see. So Saget's scratched. That's good. Defenseman. I actually have to take my time here to make sure we get the proper guys in the lineup. I got to make sure that we have the proper guys in the lineup. So we do have 3 scratched players there. Who are they? We have Halischuk, high top 9. Connor's medium elite, and Bykov is medium top 9. Okay. So let's go with Connor. And then we will take out Alexandrov as the only low top 9 guy. Indeed, we will. Indeed, we will. Hold on, I got to go back to centers. What am I doing? What am I doing? And we'll put in Halischuk. Again, let me sort this by, at this point, best potentials. High top 9's looking good. High AHL's looking good. Of course, we have our elite player, and high bottom 6 is also looking good. From there, medium top 9, medium top 9. We'll go with, actually here, I want to play Kretschmann and Tursenbayev together. So, there you go. Let's figure out this lineup, just so I know what the hell I want to roll with. I'll move Cullimore over. Actually, hold on. Yeah, we need to put Connor there. Move the righty over. Who can play center here? We'll go with Cullimore. Second line, fairly simple. We'll go with Daly. And then the top line, we'll move Janssen over. Probably go with Foucault. Indeed. Well, actually, we'll go with Strachan. He was a bit better defensively. So there we go. The Hershey Bears, probably going to be garbage, right? They're probably going to be garbage, but you do have someone like Ronnie Connor in the lineup who should make some decent progression. And then on defense, the low top 6 guys need to be taken out of the lineup. They are definitely not the priority. When we have Gray, who's medium 4, and a medium 6 player in Horner. And then I just got to quickly double check the NHL lineup, and then we'll sim at least a little bit into the season, if not the whole thing. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So, medium top 4. Yep, let's put Louis Lahou up there. Still my favorite name in this series. So we got Peterson and Haken, where they are. Medium 6, medium 6. Who is the lowest guy? That'd be Warner. So Warner and Gray get a hell of a chance. We'll have Louis Lahou and O.D. Marchessault. The goaltending, it's Morozov and Eddie. He'll get plenty of playing time. The Hershey Bears are set. The Hershey Bears are set. And then at the NHL level, no surprise that the 4th line is what it is. And again, because of all the second line players that we have, I have no choice but to have Nugent Hopkins on the 3rd line. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. The team's looking good. The question is Rudy Yell going to complain, and he shouldn't because he has power play time. And then on defense, we're still looking good. We'll leave the defense the same. This team is good to go. Let's do it. Let's go lose a bunch of games, shall we? The funny thing is that you can already see the players just off of that first postseason alone where I had free reign. We already have this team very well set up to hopefully contend towards the very end of the season, or a series in the last 2 seasons. That is my goal. We'll see if I'm able to hit that. Easier said than done. But we will see. So let's quickly clear out the trading block, get our scouting set up, and let's do this. I have no idea how long this episode will be at this point, but meh. It is Draft to Glory. It's kind of the one series where I don't feel bad about it being a longer episode, just because that precedent was set a long time ago. Who is the one player in the rest of the world? Do we have a North Korean? We don't. We have a Chinese player. We have a Chinese national, Bryce McKenzie. I've never met a man from China named Bryce, but who knows? Maybe there's a guy. Maybe there's one man in China named Bryce, and he's actually born and raised and 100% Chinese. Who knows? And if that's the case, good for him. Good for him. Hello again, doggo. How are you? I can tell you're bored. You're bored and you want to go for a walk, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We got to make these videos, and then that way you can eat. It's not. Then again, I don't want people thinking like, oh, the only way his dog eats is if he makes money off of YouTube and Twitch, which is not the case. Is not the case. You're the softest goddamn dog on the planet, let me tell you. Let me tell you, I don't even want to scout that guy out for a week. Who gives a shit? Russian defenders for a week. I probably will actually end up scouting out that Chinese guy. Why not? Region accurate names, you can't happen soon enough. You really can't. You can't. The sooner the better with region accurate names, especially considering we've had players from China drafted into the NHL. So there's really no excuse now at this point. There is really no excuse to not have region accurate names. So, hello doggo. Yes, I know. You're like, wow, you're like hanging off the side of the bed. What are you doing? Just chill out. I promise you, chill out. Just chill out, dog. And eventually we will go. I promise you. Let's scout the SHL. Then again, I suppose I could end the episode early just to, have my dog not hate me. Actually take her on a walk. Yes, I know it's late, and I take my dog for late walks. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you have no idea what time it is. But for those on Twitch, boy, don't you know. At least on the East Coast. It's getting late, man. It's getting late. That's okay. We're still here. We're losing games, which is all we are going to do. That is all we are going to do. I mean, well, then again, as I said that, we did beat Ottawa. So that's good. That's good. We at least won a single game this year. I really don't feel like we should be dreadful, but of course we should be the worst team in the league by a fairly large margin. Like, by a pretty damn large margin, you would think. So, we will find out. We shall see. We have won 2 games this year. Place your bets now. How many games are we going to win? As Doggo scratches her face. You know what? That's fine. Scratch away, dog. Jesus, you're like fucking scratching your own eye out. Calm down. I don't need a blind dog. What are you doing to yourself? Jesus. Calm down. Calm down, man. You gotta chill out a little bit. You gotta chill out a little bit. This isn't entertaining for anybody because I'm just sitting here petting my dog while this sims. But again, that was the struggle with the early part of the series was we're going to be shit. How do I make simming interesting? Because we're just awful. And it's going to be that way. So it's like, how do you make that interesting? But yeah, place your bets. How many games do you think we're going to win? 10? 15? We won 20-something last year, I believe. So, yeah. Scouting again. Scouting again. Let's see. Liga for a weeka. Ha! Bottom of the barrel. I'm the worst. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Rambling is an understatement. Rambling is an understatement. And I've been tempted in the past of episodes of this to, just cut out me simming the season when I know we're going to be terrible. But a lot of people are like, no, that's the best part of the episode. And I'm like, oh, you're insane if you think that. But, I guess whatever you find entertaining, who am I to judge? Especially when it's, my either live streams or videos that you're watching. So yeah, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? We might finish with 10 wins by the end of the year. We can win 2 games in a month, right? Hopefully. I mean, I'd like to think so, but you never know. You never know. God damn it, it's so hot in this room. It's miserable. People in chat saying they can hear the fan from my computer going crazy. Imagine if I had like an actual window fan or my air conditioner on. And yes, I know, it sucks. I don't have central air. I have an in-window air conditioner, and it's not great. It really isn't. I wish I had central air. I don't. Unfortunately for me. It's because whoever built this house is lazy as shit or just incredibly nearsighted. And it's like, central air. Who needs central air? It's Maine. It doesn't get hot, which, I mean, Jesus. No, it does. Like, it really does. Although, that's the thing. I always have a hard time complaining like, oh my God, it's so hot in here. Because it's like, number one, some people live a bit further south than I do. Like, I know the majority of my audience is Canadian, and you guys are fantastic. But, then again, it's not like it doesn't get hot in Canada. But, like, even if you make it to, even like in Connecticut and New York, it gets hot as shit. I went to Pennsylvania a few years ago. Holy shit. Oh my God, just because there's nothing. Like, if you live in a landlocked state, I feel sorry for you. Like, my God. Let alone something like Florida or, the southeast U.S. where the humidity is ridiculous. Like, that's the thing. I wouldn't mind, like going to Nashville or something like that, but I can't imagine how fucking hot it is there. Like, it has to be ridiculous. Like, I am not a person built to deal with ridiculous heat. It's just, no, it doesn't happen. I'm not a fan. I'm really not. So, I don't know. Wow, Nugent Hopkins up to an 83, by the way. I should probably keep an eye on stuff. But, there are some southern states that I wouldn't mind, even like out west. I've never been to California. I haven't seen much of the U.S. I need to get on that before I run out of time. But nah, I need to see more of the U.S. But even something like like Arizona, California, Nevada, it's a different type of heat. Over on the East Coast, especially in the Southeast, man, that's just a fucking humid. It's miserable. It's miserable. Now, see, this is 100% grade A rambling. I'm talking about the fucking weather. Oh my God, what has it come to? What has it come to where I have nothing else to talk about other than the weather? Bottom of the barrel, man. Bottom of the barrel. And that's the thing. Like I said, I don't like complaining because I do live on the coast. So even, even in Maine, as far as really hot temperatures, it's not too bad here. It really isn't. As Nugent Hopkins is a second line guy, which means Lalonde is getting dropped in favor of him. No doubt about that. So that's good, and to be honest, Bergenheim's not bad. Nugent Hopkins, though, is the player of the future. Ah, man, do I put him on the top line? I think I do, because I don't think Mikola or Bergenheim are going to get any better. So, yeah, let's swap him out with Mikola and give him that extra time. So, there we go. Team's looking good. The team is looking good. Which, I mean, by the way, you might have noticed, of course, I mentioned I have a lot of Canadian viewers, so I wasn't mentioning Fahrenheit, Celsius. I'm just saying, it's hot or it's not hot. It's pretty straightforward, because, man, that conversion, I've always had trouble with that. But, you know, it's weird. I know, like, I'm better with, like, the currency conversion than the temperature conversion, which is kind of weird. Goddamn injuries, come on. I was having fun. We were sitting here, we were simming, I was shooting the shit about the weather. Come on now. Let's just call up Saget. Why not? Marion Saget back on the Washington Capitals after all of these years, and Andreoff will be our starter. That is crazy to have Marion Saget back on this team. He was our starter for a decent amount of time. 13 wins, by the way, for the team. For those keeping track, we have actually won some games. Which, good, Tanaka's already back. Great. It was like a one-day injury. Let me go fix that really quick. Really quickly. Although I do have to admit, I was thinking as far as like, seeing the rest of the country or shit, I really do want to check out the Pacific Northwest. Seattle, Vancouver, because I've heard it's incredibly similar to what I'm already, accustomed to living in, basically. So I've always, that's my way to be like, hey, EA, bring me to Vancouver. I want to see what the weather's like. It has nothing to do with video games. I want to see what the weather's like. Ah, shit. The rambling has reached its peak, let me tell you. The rambling has reached its peak. But what else is there to do, man? What else is there to do when you're just sitting here knowing your team's going to be bad while you try to build up the future of this team? Ontario weather is nice too. Well, isn't that mainly due to lake effect more than anything? And then you guys get like plummeted with snow in the winter because of the goddamn lakes. I'd probably love Toronto. That's the thing. I mean, not even just a hockey thing. I would love to visit Toronto, man. There's so many fucking cities. God damn it. Hurry up and make me like a famous vlogger or something so I can get fucking paid to go all over the world to these great cities. God damn, man. Those people, I hope, man. I don't know. Some people probably don't give a shit, but I'm not afraid to be like, man, I am envious of, some of those people, man, that get to go here, there, and everywhere and get to see some amazing cities. Because, when you don't have those connections, it is goddamn expensive to do so. That is for sure. But, I'd love to go to Toronto at some point, man. That would be sweet. I need to call up a forward, is it? Yes, because Boss, I think his name is Brett Boss, is hurt. Let's go with Fukale. Yeah, sure, Fukale. Why not? Why not? Like I don't get snow in Maine. Ain't that the truth, buddy? Ain't that the truth? I can't exactly say I don't. Let's see. Fukale, you are in. Boy, having to deal with injuries. No, damn it. Stop it. Ugh. The injury bug. It always bites at the worst possible time. What players do we have? Let's go with Alexandrov, I suppose. And then, who was... okay, so Fukale was down on the fourth line. I thought he was the center of that line. He was not. That is where the confusion was. Glad to see Montreal's doing pretty much just as bad as we are. And we beat them. Well, that made the season right there. That made my night. We beat Montreal in Draft to Glory. Screw you guys. I managed to win what really mattered. Draft to Glory. Draft to Glory. The #1 series on my channel and or Twitch. I could technically just say channels. I really could. Nugent Hopkins is an 85. Oh my god. And that is why I am confident of our turnaround heading into the next few seasons, things are looking pretty damn good for us, aren't they? They really are. They really are. I am determined to get Yuri Khudobin one more cup. I am determined to get him one more title. He deserves it. He deserves it, man. He really does. He really does. So Foucault is back in the lineup. We're getting some decent progression from some of our players, but the main guy has been Wade Nugent-Hopkins. Not much of a point getter, but he's getting better, and that's all that matters. The goaltending, Andreoff is improving, but not yet in overall. Let's march on. Let's move forward. We are one game over the halfway mark. We know we're not going to make the playoffs, so I guess the plan for this video is to get to the draft. I'll make my trades at the draft as far as improving my picks. And yeah, then that'll be the episode, man. As long as these injuries decide to calm the hell down and not take up too much of my time, we should be able to make progress fairly quickly. Now, Austin Peterson, you are out of the lineup, sir, for Pavel Kavanaugh, who is 24 and is not going to get any better, which is a damn shame. How many righties do we have? Actually, here, let's have LeBlanc, our enforcer LeBlanc, and we'll have Kavanaugh Benaral. That works. That works. Again, hopefully we can avoid injuries. I might just turn injuries off for the season. You know what? I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Just to have this go by a bit more quickly. Because I don't want to sit here and keep dealing with the edit lines. Who cares at this point? Let's just turn off injuries, and then once we're actually competitive again, then I'll look to turning injuries back on for the series. So we'll see. Well, there we go. Peterson is back in. Let me go turn off injuries. Or you know what? Fuck it. Let's just keep going, I guess. Let's just keep going. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I am trusting the game to not be too harsh to me. You have already secured a victory tonight for those that have either been watching the live stream and saw Rebuilding Hockeytown, or just watched Rebuilding Hockeytown, which if you didn't watch Rebuilding Hockeytown yet on YouTube, I'll say, hey, I'm not alluding towards anything. It went great. It went great. What are you talking about? And I trusted the game to not have me dealt any more injuries, and that was immediately, they just spit in my face, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. They spit in my face and immediately dealt me another injury. So, let me go turn off the injuries, shall we? And again, let's add, what the hell is his name? It starts with H, Hawk. Let's add Hawk back to the team. Let's stop the sim. Actually, you know what? Here, I'll try to wait until the guy's fully healthy. How about that? Then I'll go edit everything at once. Oleg Mikhanov is healthy. That's fine. That's good. Don't be 100% though before the Ranger game, or I'll hate you forever. And if anything, I have to trade you. Jesus Christ, the injuries. Here, replace player. There we go. That was taken care of just like that. Just like that. I have to go turn off the injuries because this is ridiculous. So we have reached the All-Star break, which is lovely. 39 points. 19 wins, in fairness. I guess when you still do have players like Yuri Khudobin, and it's still a somewhat half-decent goaltender. What the hell am I doing? What menu am I going to? Good Lord. League settings. League settings, game, play, sliders. And we will just turn off ye old injury occurrence. That away. That way I don't have to deal with it. That way I don't have to deal with it. So, let's move forward. Of course, once that guy's back to 100%, we won't have to deal with anything again. To the end of the season. Forward and march to the end of the season. I know that guy's going to come back from injury fairly quickly, but thankfully that will be the last time I have to deal with it. God damn. God damn. Man. Oh, I have to admit, man. I have to admit, I guess the one thing I haven't talked about. I talked about it in today's video, which is kind of why it's on my mind. And then every time I go on Twitter, I see something about it as well, having to do with NHL 18. We are so close to that beta, man. We are so close to that beta. I can't wait. I can't wait. LeBlanc is healthy. Perfect. Perfect. I can't wait for that beta, man. I can't wait. It'll be good. It'll be good. Especially to finally see. Like, and that's the thing. Like, if I were to just record, if I were to just record stuff for YouTube and not stream it, I could, if my honest opinion was, oh, this sucks, then I could kind of hide it or just not show that feedback. But when I'm playing that game live on stream, right, my honest opinion is going to be right there live. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping I like the game. I am hoping I like the game because there is going to be no way to hide my disappointment. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens, man. And even then, some people, like, even if something's kind of disappointing, people will just be able to be like, oh, it's a beta, though, so don't be too disappointed. Which I guess is true. But then again, for all the NHL 17.5 jokes, yeah, I don't know. What am I getting at this point? I'm excited for the beta. A lot of people aren't. A lot of people, are just, they're shitting on the game for just being another 0.5 upgrade. We shall see. We shall see. And I suppose the goal is to maybe have this series over by the time the beta comes out. I think it's a week away, I believe, something like that. So if we can get enough of these episodes done, we'll see. If I still stick to the season per episode format, this, we might be done here very shortly. This is going to be one of the last few episodes if we stick to that. Although, admittedly, if we do make the playoffs in the last season, we're going to have to make a big deal out of it. We're going to have to. And actually here, really quick, let me stop just to make sure that there's nobody unhappy or anything like that. Because if there is, I will be trading some players. We have 53 points. I think we're doing better this year than we were last year. Which I suppose isn't that surprising when Nugent Hopkins is 87 overall at 19 years old. Holy shit, McCullough made it to a first-line forward. I stand corrected. I didn't think he would improve. He has proven me wrong. Now, McCullough will just play center, I guess. Because why not? Let's swap these people around, shall we? Is there anybody tremendously unhappy here? Oh, you are? Nope, you're just because of recent performance. Okay, so we're good. We are good. Let's march on. We got to get to this draft. 20 games to go. We're not going to make the playoffs, so that's fine. We'll make, again, all of our big, crazy trading moves once we get to the draft. And then next year could be a year where we honestly start to maybe have a chance at making the playoffs again. I don't know. Because we obviously kept a bit of a core intact, players who are at least 80 or above, early 30s. So we still have a bit of a core. It's just, can we get that supporting cast built up in time to turn this team into a winner? We might hit 30 wins this year. We are 3 wins away with a month to go in the season. That is insane. And I can't wait. Hopefully, too, last year, right now, I'm honestly nervous that we're not going to get the highest odds for the number 1 pick. Yeah, look at that. We have more wins than the Islanders. We're a better team than expected already. We are a better team than expected already. So, my hope is because we lost the draft lottery last year, that maybe we'll get lucky and win it this year, even though we don't have the highest odds. Which is not how it's going to pan out. Because, of course, this year, the team with the best odds to get the number 1 pick will actually get the number 1 pick. Just to spite me. It is going to happen. I am already prepared for it. The fact that we have won 30 games this year is crazy. And as was just mentioned in the Twitch chat, actually, you could say we're just a couple of defensemen and mainly a number 1 goalie away. would be nice to have James and Wheating right about now. I mean, Wheating he pretty much had to go. And granted, both of them really helped to rebuild the team in the last draft. But we'll see, man. We will see what happens as we move on to WHL scouting. We will go for 3 weeks. The Hershey Bears might make the playoffs, surprisingly. They have an outside chance. You never know. You never know. 32 wins, my God. Not good enough to make the playoffs, but good enough to screw ourselves out of the number 1 overall pick, more than likely. We will end that. We'll take a look at all the season stats right before the draft. Let's just get to the end so I can look at everything, and then we'll take it from there. And then again, the Hershey Bears might make the playoffs. Outside chance. Probably not at this point. They did end up losing quite a few games down the stretch. Indeed, they missed out as well. So that's all right. That just means we get to the draft that much more quickly. That much more quickly. Let's see, though. All I got to do is keep an eye on scouting. Again, we'll just stick to the WHL for 3 weeks, scouting the defensemen. And we shall see. I haven't taken a look at who to expect in this draft as far as players that are available, who's going to be that upper tier, that upper echelon, the high tier caliber players. We shall see. It's just a matter of getting there. It's just a matter of getting there. Scouting one more time. Scouting, god damn it. Do I just want to, here, you know what? Let's be smart about it. Let's be patient about it. Instead of just setting this for another 6 weeks, let's go 1 week per each CHL league. One more time. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, but let's do it. It might be beneficial, probably not, because of how the scouting system works. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe this time I will be rewarded. And to anybody that has watched this series for a decent amount of time, you are now laughing your ass off at the thought of this working out for me. So, there you go. But this should be our final assignment. And here we'll just go defense up until the draft. The Philadelphia Flyers win the Stanley Cup, though Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins win the Calder. Let's go take a look here at what happened this season. We'll take a look at regular season first, then the playoffs, then the awards, and then we will move on. So in the regular season, we finished with 68 points, not that far back of the Islanders and the Hurricanes. That is absurd. Absolutely absurd. The Ottawa Senators won the President's Trophy. We finished 28th. Wow. 9 points better than San Jose and a full 12 points better than old Hockey Town down there. So, interesting. And in the AHL, for the hell of it, Hershey missed by 1 point. I had a feeling they were close, and they just lost games down the stretch, and that was indeed the case. The Bears missed out on the postseason by just 1 point. In the regular season, though, of course, Yuri Hudobin was our leading scorer. Junior Harvey had a really good season. Mikkola was 60 points. Bergenheim was 60. We have some pieces, man. Nugent Hopkins up to a 52. We're still looking good. We are looking good. Of course, the big issue is, can we get someone like Andreoff to really take that next step? Because Tanaka's backup caliber, right? That's what we need. We need the defense, and we need the goaltending. And we'll see if we can get that in the future. Brendan Cook, by the way. Ah, boy, for Ottawa, I was thinking of somebody different. Never mind. Anyway, leading scorer Tristan Brust, 103 points. Good Lord. Larry Wesley up there for the Sens as well. Well, that's absurd, isn't it? That is ridiculous. Let's take a look at the playoff bracket. Philly swept Anaheim in 7 games. For those on Twitch, I'm sorry, you're not going to get much of a look. For those on YouTube, you can go back and pause and get a full look at that. Let's take a look at the Flyers, see what a cup-winning team looks like. Really, really quickly. Apparently, Dadonov is still in the league. It's probably not the same one. Philly, Bobby Callahan, 21 points. I mean, that's the thing. At this point, it's just a bunch of random names, right? So who really cares? But they had an 89 overall goalie, and that is probably the reason. The awards, as I continue to just breeze through this as quickly as possible. It's been a long time now since we've won a cup. That is for sure. Were we able to take home Any hardware at all? The answer is no. How about at the AHL level? Any hardware for the Hershey Bears? Yes, gray. That's pretty much just, hey, you're the terrible, but your spirit for not ending your career is lovely. Okay, so a down year, as far as like awards go. But as far as progression from some of our players, pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Things are looking good, and things are looking up. We moved up to the number 2 spot. We moved up. Now, it's kind of weird. Who was Detroit? It was Detroit, someone else, and then us. We ended up ahead of Detroit. What the hell? That's weird. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just reading this the wrong way. I didn't think we'd end up with the number 2 overall pick. But if Tampa wants to trade the number 1 overall pick, that makes it incredibly easy for us to pick that up at this point. And retired players, again, I'll take a quick look. You do have someone like German who tore the league up for years. But, of course, it's all, generated names. I mean, then again, if you've been watching the series, you'll recognize them at this point. Like Alex Formenton finishing with 1,000 points. And James Duncan. Oh my God, I haven't thought about his name in forever. It's always Tamora on Carolina. But James Duncan, that big-time defenseman that we missed out on in one of the first few drafts, he retires as a Flyer. May have also won a cup on the way out. That is interesting. Oh, shit, and Clint Conley retires as well as a free agent. Poor Clint Conley. He had a good start to his career. Here in Washington. Let me quickly make sure we don't have anything on the trading block. We are good to go. It is draft time. Let's do this. The very first thing to check, do the Lightning want to trade the number 1 overall pick? And they do. Now, I have pretty much no way to get it without using my actual pick. So, here's the thing. Hold on, really quick. This is a bit risky because they could make the pick super quickly. Let's talk to Detroit. I want to get all of Detroit's picks, right? I want to move up and end up with Detroit's selections. So, let's work on that really quick, shall we? So, Detroit, let's talk about what I can get in exchange. I mean, that's obviously not going to work, but the value bars are kind of close. Anyway, so let's see. Can I swap these with you? Will that go through? It won't. How about just the 4th and the 5th? Still no. The 4th, maybe. I know the value bar looks like it's incredibly in their favor. That's because it probably is. As God damn it, this never scrolls down far enough. Will that go through? No, just the 4th? There we go. You know what? I'll take it. I will take it. Just the 4th. Detroit's pick there has quite a bit of value. That works for me. And then here, we shall see what else we can pick up. Can we get their 3rd pick? Which, not too likely. Will that go through? No, it won't. And I figured that would be a problem. What if we tack on another 4th? Again, just cheesing this to get higher picks and better players. That went through. I probably could have tacked on a 7th or something like that, but that's okay. That's okay. Here, let me go back. What other picks do we have? We'll just keep working with the Red Wings. A 4th and a 5th. Let's see. I'm going to try to get that 2nd round pick now. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do. Can we manage to get that pick away from the Red Wings? Let's find out. Will that go through? No, it won't. One more 3rd will hopefully do the trick. I'm actually going to switch it to the San Jose pick. Will that go through? Yes, it did. There we go. Okay. So we've moved up a bit. My question is, if I combine... There's no way. There's no way, is there? I don't think there's a way to end up with the number 1 and the number 2 pick, and that is what I was considering. I think we're pretty much capped out where we are. Ah, man. Unless I were to use my first next year, which is still probably going to be decent. You know what? I can't afford to be cheap. If I use my first round pick way down the road, right? Can I get this to work? Is the question. And all of a sudden, oh, that's right, they didn't want to trade the pick. Okay, I got that to work. Now let's go talk to Tampa. That's who we were working with. It was Tampa. Let's go talk to the Lightning and see if we can somehow steal this pick. I mean, it's going to be way down the line. You know, that first round pick I'm giving up. Holy shit, well that went through immediately. I probably gave up too much. Especially considering those 2 picks in the second round are fairly early. I just didn't expect that to go through. But I guess because they wanted to trade the pick, it went through immediately. Wow. Okay, well, we have the number 1 pick and the number 2 pick. That's a thing. That's a thing. Okay. Well, let me talk to Tampa again really quick and see if I can get that Detroit pick back off of them. God damn, I didn't expect that to go through. So let's talk picks here. That might go through because they want to deal it. So let me safety net just a little bit in case it goes through. And it did. God damn, Tampa just has no issues getting rid of these picks. Okay, so we at least move back up. What else can I do here? What else can I do? Can I try to get my own second round pick back? This is ridiculous. I think that's probably too big of an ask, but we shall see. So that second round pick way down the road, can that go through? Good Lord, what am I thinking? Of course that's going to go through. Ah, shit, I fucked it up. I thought I selected their second round pick. All right, you know what? That's fine. That's fine, though. That's fine. It's a pick way down the road. I don't even think we're going to see that pick. And if we do, we're going for the cup anyway. But that was a huge mistake. And that just shows how tired I am. That just shows how tired I am. So what I'm going to do is, let's go for 2/3. All right, let's see if I can just sneak this pick and then stop trading so I avoid making another big-time mistake. That is the plan. Because you can say these last 2 picks have had some mistakes. And yeah, I'd like to avoid more. So there we go. There we go. We ended up at that pick again. Who has the first... Actually, hold on. What picks do I have at this point? I know Detroit didn't want to trade their pick. I just need to double check. I know I had a couple of picks in the second. Right? How many picks did I have in the second round? Was it 2? I might as well just keep them. I could probably move back up into the first round. Maybe. Maybe. Here, you know what? Let's try to be crazy here. Florida, do you want to trade the number 10 pick? You do! Well, that's convenient for me then, isn't it? Let's see if we can get a deal done here. So how about 2 second round picks? What do you think of that so far? I think they would accept it. So, I'll also ask for your 3rd round pick back as a safety net. That didn't go through. Let me pick hoard a little bit. Again, safety net it just in case they accept. Will that go through? No, it won't. Let's take off a couple picks. That still didn't go. How about just the 4th? And actually just the 4th is fine. Still no. Okay. Still no is fine. 5, 6, and 7. What do you say? Still no. How about just 6 and 7? Nope, just 7. Just the first. At least now I know it wasn't fair value, apparently. So next year, how about the Calgary 5th? What do you say? Close to fair value is what they say. 7th rounder? I know I'm on the clock, too, so I got to get this to go through and call a timeout. God damn it. How am I further away because I offered a 7th rounder? Scumbags, I tell you. Scumbags. 6th round pick, please. God, you mother... Oh, Florida. You just have to be difficult, don't you? Thank you. We are back. We have 3 picks inside the top 10 now. Now, I know Detroit didn't want to trade theirs, but what about the Sharks? No, the San Jose Sharks didn't want to trade it. The Islanders at number 5. Please? Nope. We might be stuck at 10. Carolina at number 6. Yes, they want to trade it. Let's see if we can get this final deal done to end up with 3 very high picks. Now we have our first next year, and that's all we would have is those 3 picks, but that's all we really need if you think about it. Let's go way down to 2043 again. We'll look to give up our 3rd round pick. Will that go through? No, it won't, but we should be close. Despite that pick being years away, we should be close. And in 2039, wow, we're already pretty low on picks for next year too. But we do still have the high picks, which should pay off. Should pay off. 5th round pick. Can that push it over the line, please? Damn it. All right, well, there goes the convenience. There goes the convenience. How about do we have a 4th round pick down the road? Yes, we do. Will that go through, I hope? Close to fair value. Shit. One more 6th round pick, and we should be good. Will that go through to Carolina? You bastards. You bastards, I say. 5th round pick. Will that work? Hopefully, and yes, it will. So there we go. Moving all those picks, we end up with the 1st, the 2nd, and the 6th, I believe. Indeed, and those are our 3 picks. So let's see who's available in this draft to begin with. We have a defenseman. We have 2 defensemen inside the top 5. We also have LaBelle, Palat, and Tutu, all snipers. So what I'm going to do is there's not a goalie in the top 10. We did end up with goalies last year. We have to take the shot in the dark. We have to go with both defensemen. Although Charpentier looks pretty good, I imagine he might be decent. So he might be who we end up with. But I'm going to have to take both defensemen. Tikkanen and, Georgievic? I'm going to guess Georgievic. Which, hell of a name. Dwayne Georgievic. Wow. I'm going to look to take both defensemen because that is where we need the most help. The forwards might be decent, and I might regret that, right? I might regret that. But already, forward-wise, we did very well this season. We did very well this season, and we need that defensive help. So, look, even if the forwards are better, we need those defenders. Although I am worried that maybe Charpentier might be worth it as an off-the-board pick. But we're going with the defensemen. We need them. Let's hope. Let's hope that they're what we need. We're going to take the Finn first. Tero Tikkanen, the offensive defenseman. Please be good. Please be elite. I beg you. Medium elite. All right. Good start. Good start. And then Georgievic, apparently. Georgievic. Please be good. Dwayne, I'm begging you. Be good. Medium elite. All right. 2 medium elite defensemen. Let's see what we passed up on in the snipers. Oh my God. Lord, thank you. Thank you so much. He's not a bad player, and for our team, he'd actually be pretty good, but thank God we avoided that. Tutu was elite, and LaBelle was elite. So I'm probably going to go with the other defensemen. Let me check out Tutu and LaBelle. Let me check them out really quick, just to see. I mean, obviously, this is all hindsight, whether or not we should have taken them. Thank God we avoided Tutu. What about LaBelle? What about LaBelle? Did we make the right choice? Yes, we did. We absolutely, and no matter how bad the defensemen are, we didn't miss out on a truly game-changing forward. Let's see. Let's see. All right, not bad. Not bad. They're about the same, right? They're both a bit of a ways away, which kind of sucks. But everybody was about equal, right? It wasn't the best draft. We needed the defenseman. We made the right choice. The big question is, what do we do with the 6th pick? What do we do with this pick? Because we do have, I mean, here's the thing. Karainen, he's going to be elite, more than likely. It's just, is he low elite? But you could argue, I still need the most help on defense, and Vincent Charpentier would probably be the best option. There is a German goalie, though, in Rolf Fritsch. Or, yeah, I'm hoping that's how it's pronounced. That would probably be the best option. So that's my decision right now, is do we take the one forward that I know is probably half decent? Do I just take the defenseman because we need him? Or do I try to go with that goalie? Let me double check here. Let me call a timeout. Who do we have for goalies again, really quick? Who do we have for goalies? Do we have somebody who's a guarantee to hit it big? Because that's the last thing. We have the defensive help. Now we need the goaltending. We need the goaltending. We do have Andreoff, right? We do have Andreoff. I think... God damn it. Damn it, man. Like, we still need help on defense, right? Because already those two guys are our best. And then you have Gray. We do have a goalie who probably has as good a potential. I mean, or trade value at least, and probably potential. Shit. And then forwards, we're good. I think we're good for forwards, guys. Nugent Hopkins, we still have Yuri Khudobin. He's 33. He still has time. We have other guys coming up through the pipeline. We still have guys on the roster right now that are half decent. Shit. Is there any way to get the next... Is there any way to get this pick from Minnesota? Is there any way? They don't want to trade it. Let me double check here. I'll give up picks in the future. I'll do what I have to do. Columbus wants to trade their pick. Let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can do. I don't think we need that forward. It wouldn't hurt. But I don't know if we need... This is tough, man. This could be the series right here. Like, this decision on who we get, this could be the series. So you know what? Because of that fact, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to trade down with Columbus. I'm going to take some extra picks in return. And then that way, I can scout out who is a bust or not. And then that way, I'm guaranteed. That way, I'm guaranteed. Whether it's the finish forward, the defenseman, the goalie, I will make sure I end up with whoever the best player is. And it's a little bit risky because if their value is extremely high, I could technically, really screw it up and miss out on being able to afford them or having to overpay. But it's better than selecting somebody and swinging and missing. That I don't have to take that risk anymore because of the the way we've reduced the rules. I don't have to take that risk. I can play this as safe as I want to, and I'm going to do just that. So let me get some picks from the Blue Jackets, hopefully over the next 2 years. If they'd love to cooperate, that would be great. That's apparently close to fair value. You know what? I'm going to need that 5th round pick. I'm going to need that. So here, take that 7th. Next year, will that go through? Yes, it did. All right, so we've traded down with Columbus. So 2 picks now. Let's find out. Columbus went with Rissmiller. Minnesota went with Karainen, who was low elite. Thank God. Like, that's the thing. Low elite isn't bad. Low elite isn't bad. But I feel like we dodged a bullet. And I'm a little bit disappointed that defenseman wasn't taken. Now, the low elite guy could end up being, like, decent starting overall. And he's a 60 at 18. Yep, we avoided disaster. This draft is shit, by the way, as far as high-end prospects go. Do the Bruins want to trade this pick? Because I'll just keep trading down to make sure that I don't miss out. I have the ability to do that now. It's cheap as hell. But I need to make sure that we end up with the best possible scenario and the best possible player. So that is exactly what we are aiming for here. Will that go through? No, it won't. That's probably one too many fifths. How about 2/4? Close to fair value. I'll see if I can tack on another draft pick. How about a 6th round pick way down the road? I have butchered our draft picks, but I've had to. This team has to be ready for the for the final years. Final years, the draft doesn't matter. Because we're not going to get anybody that would be an immediate difference maker. I really wish Don Sweeney would just accept this. Don Sweeney is, ancient at this point. 2036 or whatever the hell it is. 2038. Come on, that's fucking... You said close to fair value 2 picks ago. You bastards. Another 7th. Go through, please. Motherfucking God, you bastards. All right, sixth. Here, more sixth. Take them. Will that go through? Yes, it will. All right, so we traded down with the Bruins. Let's see who they take. They took Hendricks, low elite. Does Carolina want to trade down? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going because I'm adding picks as we do this. It adds to the episode time. But, again, it's all about making sure that we hit. And we hit with those defensemen as far as this draft goes with how shit this draft has been. But we're still in a decent spot. And, again, let's just do fourths and fifths. You never know if they'll accept it. They didn't. Still don't accept that. What about just the fourths? Alright, let's take the 1/4 off. Let's go after fifth rounders. Actually, here, let's just pickord a bit. Let's just pickord. Will that go through? No, it won't. Wow, really? Neither did that. Alright, let's take off the sixth. I'll even take the seventh at this point. It has value because I can just immediately flip it. Will that go through? No. Alright, well that... Fuck you. God. Oh, that's so brutal. The AI is like, oh, you're close to a trade. Oh, you offered more? Nope, you're further away now. Sorry. Like, just assholes. Will that go through? No. Will that go through? You... God, man. Oh, my God. This is so brutal. 7th round picks, please. Just one? Straight up. Thank you. God, I hate Carolina. Add Carolina to the counter on Twitch. Okay, so they took Charpentier. He's medium 4, which is good. I was hoping he was high, that he was high top 4 though. And he went to who? Carolina. So let's see, how good is he? 59 overall. I knew he was 17. That's why I was really cautious. All right, we just dodged a bullet. We're taking the goalie. We're taking the goalie right here and right now. We have added some picks as well. I might be able to work my magic again and get one more decent pick. But I'm not even going to waste any more time. Let's go with them. Ralph Fritsch. You're our guy. Please be good. We need you to be good. Medium elite. There you go. There you go. We have another high-end goalie prospect. The question is, how good is he compared to who we already had? And he's not as good. He's at least a 70, right? Like, Andreoff and Fritsch are going to be the tandem. So, that's the thing. We were right. I mean, this draft is awful, right? Just overall, this was one of the worst drafts I have ever seen. Holy shit. And people thought the real-life NHL draft this year had a weak talent pool. Get the hell out of here. What an awful, awful draft. But here's the thing. I should be able to use these picks to get back into the 3rd round, at least, maybe the 2nd. We'll see. Now, of course, Detroit has a ton of these picks because of the deals we made. They do want to move that pick. So let me see what kind of business here I can do with Detroit. I'm not expecting to get anybody decent, but it's at least worth trying to move up. Will that go through? No, it won't, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's tack on the 5th round pick. Will that go through? No, it won't. That's fine. Again, I got picks next year as well. Another 4th in here. I'll take off that 5th because of it. 3 4th round picks for 1/3? Really? Well, that's just fucking cheap, but alright. 5th round pick. I mean, that should obviously go through, and you know what? I'm going to safety net it just a little bit. Just a little bit with a 7th round pick. Will that go through? No. Wow, really? That better go through. This is fucking extortion. Oh my god. Like, this is fucking robbery. God damn. This is absurd. All this for 1 extra pick, by the way. God damn. Detroit, I cannot... Add Detroit to the shit list on Twitch. God damn, whatever. I'll do it because I don't have... I mean, that's an awful trade, right? That is an awful trade. Don't think I am defending that deal. I'm not. But I want to get back into the 2nd round. So, I was willing to take the risk. It's an awful trade. There's no doubt about it. But I'm doing what I have to do to get back into the second round, and we'll see if I can make this deal. It would probably be the final deal of this draft. We've gone nearly the full calendar year. Third round picks next year, the fourth as well. How close is that to going through? It flat out went through. I'm kind of surprised. They were third round picks next year. I'm fine with it, whatever. We get back into the second round. We get back into the second round. I don't really have... I mean, like next year I have my first and my second, 2040. I have my first, second, third, and a seventh. But I think for now we're good. We will take the first pick of the second round, and we will see who we get. Just kind of, maybe just a bonus. We'll see. Not the best trade. Again, I probably just could have held on to those picks or traded down for next year. But it's all right. I mean, the hope with them is medium top four. I'm going to let the game decide. Whatever. Screw it. EA, serve me well, please. I beg you. Medium top four defenseman in Simpson. EA, I love you. I do. I love you. Thank you very much. Tomorrow's on the trading block, by the way. That's crazy. That's absurd. But that ends a fairly decent draft, in my opinion. And honestly, a really good calendar year for the Capitals. We get some decent progression out of players we already had. We add even more of our, we add even more solid players to this team, some of which, will they, hit the level we need them to hit before the series ends? Maybe, maybe not. We are on a very harsh time frame. I mean, we're going to hit the end. We're going to hit the full 25 years, and that's it. There's nothing I can do from that point. But things are looking good. As far as the rebuild goes, things are looking good. And again, you look at just our goaltending. For example, you still have Tanaka at an 80. We're going to have to re-sign him again this year. But you have Morozov, Andreoff, Eddy, and Frisch as our goalies. It's looking all right, especially with Andreoff being the main man. And we might even play him down at the AHL level this year. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting goalie situation to deal with. Although we will already sign Frisch to his entry-level deal. And then again, you have some other guys where, at the very least, we got picks. Simpson, in fairness, 71 overall at 18 years old. What a beast of a pick from the AI. But I am going to go through the re-sign phase at the beginning of the next episode, because this one has been a bit of a marathon, and it is time to call it a night. So for those on Twitch, hang around for a little bit longer before we call it a night. But for those on YouTube, of course, I thank you very much for watching. You know what you have to do to support the video, and of course, it is always appreciated. I will see you guys in the next episode of Draft to Glory.